Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Ver Que Pasa podcast. I am your host, Leticia, and it's great to be back. I know it's been a minute since I have been on here, since I've shared my journey. But believe me, during this silence where I've not uploaded a video, things have been happening behind the scenes, such as dates have been going on. I've been meeting quite a bit of people, mainly gentlemen, successful, interesting, happy, blessed, thriving gentlemen. I've had dates. Some turned out really well, where we plan on seeing each other again, and others where we decided that it's better if we're friends, and that's okay, because with each date I have learned more, not only about what I'm looking for in a life partner, but about myself. So what I've discovered about myself is that I have been alone for so many years. Okay, so almost 5 years since my last relationship. And although I have dated, first dates, maybe up to 3 dates for a couple of people, it's never gone further than 3 dates. Most likely, I've made the decision not to pursue the relationship for whatever reason. Maybe I didn't like what he said. Maybe at the moment I was annoyed by a comment. Maybe we talked about my adult children, and something went awry where I did not want to see that individual again, even though on their part, every single date that I have had, whether it's a first date, second date, or third date, I have to be honest with you guys. The gentleman, the man, says, hey, I want to see you again. Hey, I'm willing to drive. Hey, let's get together in a couple of days. Hey, this is Friday. What if we get together tomorrow? Are you busy? And usually what ends up happening is, at the moment, I'll say, yeah, sure. Here's my number. Call me. I'm free this weekend. But the very next morning, actually, when I'm driving home in my car, I'm concocting, creating, analyzing. I'm trying to figure out what's a good enough excuse that they will believe me, because I honestly do not want to go. For example, Thursday, today's Tuesday night, September 16th, and Thursday in two days, a gentleman that I met, yes, online, is driving from North Houston to have dinner with me. He's driving, and so we're set to meet at 6:30 p.m. We've been communicating on the app probably, I want to say, about 4 or 5 weeks. The difference is he's only 2 years older. He's got 6 kids, and I believe 4 or 5 grandkids. And the first thing that he said to me on the website before we exchanged phone numbers was, oh my gosh, my grandkids are my life. I would do anything for them. Granted, I am not at that level. My children have not given me grandkids. My daughter just turned 30 on September 9th, and my son is 21. He'll be turning 22, but nowhere near in their minds have they thought about grandkids or having kids of their own. Anyway, when someone says to you, oh, my grandkids are the most important thing. My grandkids are my life. My grandkids have me wrapped around the little finger, or their kids for that matter. So that was the first red flag. And I thought, okay, well, I don't have grandkids yet, but I'm pretty sure that once I do, I will be feeling just as he feels. Well, he's 58, I'm 56 and a half. And that did not turn me off because I'm at that level and we haven't actually met, but he is really good and consistent on calling. If he wants to call me every day, but first he texts. If I'm busy with my mom or if I'm at the gym, then he understands if I say, hey, it's not a good time or I'm busy. And however, daily he will text me first thing in the morning, and he also texts me good night. He does want to speak with me, but sometimes I'm busy with the dogs, with my parents, or whatever else. Or maybe I just want to go to bed early and don't feel like talking to him. Anyway, so we're meeting on Thursday. He's driving from Houston. He did not hesitate when I asked him, hey, will you be driving? Because, during the week is not a good time, and weekends I'm usually busy. And he says, no, I'll drive. So I'm going into this date, zero expectations. I personally am not sure. I'm not even close to being sure that a long distance relationship would work. And how I analyze things, how I decide for myself is that I try to find every worst case scenario. So basically I start with the end in mind, meaning, okay, Houston and Austin are 184 miles in distance. Not bad. If I wanted to, if I were able to do this, I could drive, or we could meet halfway every other day, or at least twice a week maybe. That's doable. However, once I have grandkids, will I want to uproot my life and move to Houston? And he does work all over the country, but as it turns out, none of his business is near or in Austin, which is ironic because the surrounding cities have some of his clients. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, almost every state, he's got business and he travels on a weekly basis. However, none of that is in Austin, which is great. I mean, he's built his life. That's wonderful. But I'm pretty sure that I would not want to uproot my life in Austin to move to Houston, where I would be leaving behind what I know, my parents, my kids, my house, and dive into his family, his kids, his grandkids. So that's already one thing. Another thing is, if he's really busy and can't travel and I'm available on weekends, or my schedule becomes more flexible and I drive there and I keep driving there and I keep driving there because his clients, the grandkids, he babysits quite often with the grandkids. And so if that starts happening, if we like each other and we consider focusing or nurturing a relationship together, so who's going to have to bend more? Because I'm flexible, I'm an empty nester, my kids live away from Austin, but his children are in Houston and they're very close and he sees them quite a bit. So then it would seem more practical and logical that I would be willing to travel to Houston to him. However, how soon will it take for somebody to build resentment? Because I got my life here. I've got my routine. I've got, of course, my family. My parents are here. My friends, my job is here. Anyway, so aside distance, family, what else? So he did mention a couple of times, well, if things work out between us, I don't know how important your job is or how long you've been at your job, but I make a really good living. We could talk about that. And I'm thinking, come on now. We haven't even met. Please refrain from talking about hypothetical situations. Let's not talk about that right now. Let's meet first. Let's meet and let's get to know each other, because obviously one meeting, one first 2.5 hour, 3 hour date is not sufficient to determine whether we will have a future together. Although people have met and fallen in love, but as I've gotten older, I seem to stay away from that ideal. I would love to meet someone first date and think, oh my gosh, this is the perfect man for me. But I've also been burned like so many other people, like so many of you have been hurt and are now jaded, are broken, are healing, have healed, are not healed yet. There's a lot that goes into it. I am excited to meet him, really excited to meet him. Looking forward to a nice dinner. But more than that, we've been communicating. We have a lot in common. Our signs are really compatible. We're both family oriented. We're driven. We're ambitious. And so we do have a lot of commonalities. However, the distance, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm willing to drive there every weekend to spend time with him, because the way that our conversations have gone, it seems very clear that weekends he's gotten into a routine where he takes care of his grandkids, so his kids can go out with their spouses and have some me time, which during the week we're also busy. We have very little time to ourselves. There's work, 12-hour work days, and then the dogs, the chores, the house, the parents, and everything else that goes along with it. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if this could even mature into something serious. I'm looking forward to meeting him though. But during this time that you haven't heard from me, I've had several dates, and with dates with people that I've connected with in the past, previous friends, previous first date people, men that I've met over the years who are still single like me. So that's also a red flag. And I'm sure they think the same thing. Well, it's been, we connected back in 2017. She had one relationship and now she's back single. They're probably thinking, well, what's wrong with her? Well, I'm thinking the same thing about them. Well, what is going on? Are they sick? I don't know. So what I'm trying to say is that during my dates, I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the meal, whether we're out for a walk, whether we sit at Starbucks or any coffee shop and have some Danish and coffee and talk. I've been enjoying those moments, because now when I have a date, I am going into it with zero expectations. I look forward to the adult conversation. I look forward to an environment that isn't work. I look forward to getting dressed, because my job is really laid back, and it's a very small office with two other ladies. So there's 3 of us in that office and no one else. So we get along very well. We're all at different ages in our life and different stages in our life, phases in our life. And so it's really cool. Our rhythm is getting better as far as the workflow, becoming more efficient, trusting one another. So that's a new thing to me. Being friends with women. And it's cool to listen to their stories, because the 3 of us, we are from different cultures. So it's really cool that we get to share different things about each other. But most of all, we're all women. And most of all, we've all been married and were traded in for younger models. That's exactly what happened with the two of my coworkers who are not my friends. Anyway, but what I've learned throughout these months is that I have struggled, I have cried, I have healed from so much pain that my peace and my harmony is so important to me. I'm really not sure whether I'm willing to give that up, even for love. What do you guys think? If I meet a man and I fall in head over heels in love with him, should I? I know it's a give and take. I know it's a compromise. I know people meet halfway. Let's meet halfway. Let's compromise. Let's talk about things. But I've woken up so many days, so many years by myself in a home that's drama free, in a home that's peaceful, in a home that's happy. It might be disorganized, but when I come home, this is my sanctuary. I've got my 3 dogs. I have a beautiful lived in home where my kids grew up, and I'm so happy. I am happy. I am nowhere else on earth am I as happy as I feel when I'm at home. Am I willing to share my space with someone if I fall in love? What do you think? Is it worth it? I'm also skeptical. I'm petrified about falling in love with someone, getting into a relationship, thinking this is the perfect guy for me. I have a life partner. The dating scene is over, although it is fun. I can wake up with someone on a daily basis, have a best friend, have somebody who has my back and I have his. The compromise, the camaraderie, the friendship. I miss the friendship. I miss the companionship. My parents just celebrated their 58th wedding anniversary, and I see them and I think, I'll never have that. However, it's okay because I have really grown and matured, and I've cried and I've prayed and I've laughed and I've analyzed, I've manifested, I've meditated. And I'm at a point in my life where I really am at peace. I'm happy. I'm happy with my life. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to give that up or to share my space, my heart, give my heart to someone. I'm scared and I'm hesitant to fall in love, to fall 100% head over heels in love with someone, because when I love so hard with all of my being, with every cell of my body. I've worked hard to find this healing. I've worked so hard many years to find this peace. Am I willing to give it up? I'm not sure. Do I want a life partner? Yeah, I've been wanting, I think. I'm pretty sure I do. I want a life partner. I do not want to end up alone. I do not want to be alone the rest of my life. However, my mind is still in watch out, be careful. If you fall in love and you give yourself to someone wholeheartedly, then they will come into your life, into your house, into your space, into your harmony, into your peace. They will disrupt that. They will disrupt everything that you've worked so hard to heal and to grow. So that's where I am as far as the dating. Yes, I'm going to date. I'm going to keep dating. I will continue to communicate with different people I'm not committed to anyone yet, and I will meet my friend on Thursday, and I have a busy weekend coming up. I have a date on Friday, I have one on Saturday and Sunday, a long bike ride, which should be fun. These are all four, wait, no, Brian, John, Steve, and Michael. So Thursday, Friday, yeah. 4 dates in different times. I can rest, I can have fun still on the weekend. I'm not committed to spending an entire day with any of these people. We have a date, a set time. Then I could just come back to my sanctuary and my dogs and my beautiful house. Okay, enough about dating. That's where I am on the dating aspect. But let me tell you what's happening at work. 2.5 months, nearly 3 months ago, I started this fantastic job where I am thrilled to go to and work. I'm so happy. I can't even explain how happy I am with my new job, with my coworkers, the small office, how we get along so well. But you know what's happened in this time? I changed something about my routine for work, and let me tell you, so many doors have opened. Ladies, I don't know about you, but if you remember, no, well, let me tell you what's going on. Some days in my previous job where I was working part-time back in March or April for 2 months, it was a really laid back office with about 20 employees, and the ladies, which outnumbered the men, were so casual and comfy. Most of them had been working there upwards of 5 years, and so I was a newbie. So I began to follow their trend, which was no makeup. Sometimes I wore a baseball cap. Sometimes I wore the company shirt, company logo. But seldom did I curl my hair. The most makeup that I wore was chapstick. Sometimes a little bit of tinted, Burt's Bees moisturizer. But I seldom curled my hair. I seldom wore makeup. Some days, if I was too tired and didn't feel like it, I didn't even fill in my eyebrows. So basically, I was a plain Jane, white, just in casual clothing, baseball cap, sometimes a ponytail when my hair was longer. And so I thought, well, at this new job, there's a lot of important men that stop by, CEOs. Our clients are really impressive and important people. So the first 2 weeks, what did I do? The same thing, no makeup, maybe mascara, plain clothes, jeans, every day, different shirt. However, I started wearing makeup. I started getting up 10 minutes earlier so I could curl my hair in my hot rollers. Started to wear a little bit more makeup, eyeliner, lip color, change my clothes. I wouldn't call it fancy, but I would call it paying better attention to my appearance. And let me tell you, I've gotten the attention, I've grabbed the attention of some important folks. So what I've noticed is every morning when I'm at work and I open the office before 6 a.m. and I'm being noticed. Basically, I'm being noticed. And I feel that it's because I am paying attention and spending more time on my appearance. And I'm not saying these gentlemen that are noticing me are not people who want to date me. They're married, they're respectable, they are successful businessmen. But now they are asking for me, they're coming to me to help them on projects. So what am I doing? I'm asking questions. I'm being more confident in myself. And it's all because I am spending time in the morning getting dressed. I am spending time getting dressed, coordinating, more makeup, eye makeup at least, a little bit of lipstick. My hair's curled. Well, it's been a long day. I left the house at 5 a.m. this morning and now it's almost 10 o'clock. So my hair's flat. But in the morning when I arrive, I turn heads. And then it's not to toot my own horn. Ladies, if you're not spending time on your appearance, if you're not wearing makeup, you are selling yourself short. Do it. Spend more time on your appearance. This is not about wanting to feel like any other way other than it will help your career. You will get noticed. Me, in less than 3 months, the big shots are paying attention. They're coming to me to help them with important tasks that I just barely learned. And if I don't know the answer, I'll say, oh yeah, you know what? I'll have that to you by this afternoon. Or I'll get to that email. So long story short, in this sense about the job is when you pay attention to your appearance and you walk into work confident, people notice. And it's important because another thing that I've done is my coworkers now, they are a lot younger. One of them's in her late 20s. The other one she's a early 30s. And so they're young, beautiful women, ladies, but they're at the beginning when I first joined that team, I was second, and then the most recent lady was hired about a month ago. They're wearing jeans every day and sneakers. I didn't say a word, but I started dressing up. And guess what happened? They are dressing up. It was just the strangest thing. This morning, we were all wearing pink. We hadn't decided. We hadn't talked about it. We hadn't sent a memo or a reminder. We just all wore pink. I wore this black pants and this ensemble. One of the ladies, she wore this beautiful dark pink blouse and a cream top, lovely lace top. And her pants were like a camel color. She looked so nice. And the other lady, she wore black pants and a softer pink and like a little white shawl. And she was the one, the youngest was the one who walked in and said, oh my gosh, we're all wearing pink. Which means that without saying a word, they were watching me. So the fact that I spent time on my appearance and makeup and changed out of sneakers every day is also helping them to realize, hey, you know what? I want to look professional, more professional than just a girl at an office. No, it's making a difference. So I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of myself for being an influencer with my younger teammates. And now I see them. I see them getting their nails done. I haven't, but they're getting their nails done. They're getting their hair done. They are paying attention to what they're wearing to work. And I'm very pleased at our team. I love my team. I love this job. And even though I am tired, I'm not drinking coffee. I might drink a Red Bull. So that alarm switch from 4 a.m. to 3:50 a.m. is making such a difference because people are paying attention. And my coworker, who's been at that office now for 2 years, she's the lead in our office, and I was hired second. And then our youngest is the 27-year-old young lady. She said, "Oh, I gave so and so asked for your number," and I said, "Oh my gosh, am I in trouble?" She says, "No, They just know that you work late and you close and you work on Saturdays, so they wanted to have your number. They asked for your number in case of an emergency, and I thought, wow, that's okay. Yes, give them my number. Give all the important people my number. So anyway, that makes me feel good that people are noticing me, my potential, my drive, my ambition, my willingness to help out anyone that needs help. I will do it. And yes, I feel that in a few years I will be moving up the ladder. And even though I'm a little bit older, doesn't mean that I can't do it, because just like I can do anything, when and if I put my mind to it, you also, you ladies out there who are single, who are feeling in a funk, believe me, I've been in a funk some days, but you know what, I have to tell myself, there's no one who's going to save you. No one's coming to save you. No one is going to fill your bucket. You need to fill your own bucket. That's what my son, my 21-year-old son, said to me. Mom, you need to fill your own bucket. No one is coming to rescue you. You're here in this huge house by yourself with the dogs. So you need to snap out of it, get out of that funk, and do it by yourself. Make yourself happy, do something, but snap out of it. And I thought, wow, that's great advice from a 21-year-old. So what have I done? What do I do when I feel in a funk? Ladies, if you're in a funk, if you're feeling sad, you're feeling lonely. I was in that for a moment. I was feeling, wow, my parents are happy. My sisters are finally each in a great long-term relationship, and they're both so happy. They deserve it, but I want that too. I said, no. Get out of this funk. Go ride your bike. Go plant something. Repot all your plants. Clean your house. Clean the baseboards. Go for a walk. Go shopping, something. And you know what? In the blink of an eye, I was out of it. So those of you that are feeling lonely, that are feeling sad because you're in your house by yourself, snap out of it. You have to do it, guys. You have to snap out of it on your own. No one's coming to save you. Put some effort in your appearance, ladies, if you don't already. I know some of you walk out your door and look like models, and kudos. My congratulations. I'm so thrilled for you ladies who walk out the door and look like $1,000,000. Good for you. Good for you. Those people that spend time on their appearance, I know they are paid more. They are noticed. They are asked to join teams. So ladies, if you're not doing that, if you're not spending time on your appearance, add a little bit of makeup, rouge, lipstick, mascara. And guys, you also, those of you that can climb the ladder in your careers, do it. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to have a huge peanut butter and banana sandwich in just a second. Anyway, so spend time on your appearance. It makes a difference. People will notice. You will be an influencer to your coworkers. I guarantee it. Be consistent. Be proud of yourself. Walk with confidence. Take care of your appearance, but most of all, take care of your mental health. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my videos. Send some comments. Send some advice. Send some questions. You can reach me at Ver Que Pasa in life @gmail.com. You can also make a comment in the thread. I read all your comments. I respond to your emails. I appreciate those of you that have reached out to me. If you haven't already, please like my channel. Click the like button. That makes me feel good about creating content. And don't forget, guys, just because I haven't created any content recently does not mean that things aren't happening in the background, okay, behind the scenes, so to speak. But I've been really busy. My hours are long. I work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I leave my house at 5:15 every morning, and I get home usually close to 7 o'clock. But things are still happening. I'm going out on dates, even if they're quick, 30-minute coffee dates. I will keep you posted. Say yes to the dates. Say yes to the dates. Have fun. Have a great conversation. Enjoy the meal or the coffee or the Danish. Get some laughs out of it. Say yes to the dates, guys and gals. Spend time on your appearance. Walk proud with your head held high, shoulders back. And make eye contact. People will pay attention, and they will pay attention to you. You will be noticed. Thank you, guys. Share these videos with your friends, co-workers, family members, anybody who's going through the same journey, looking for a life partner, dating. Let's share some stories. I appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to my channel. I love you all. Y a ver qué pasa mañana. Ciao.